Hey, beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I'm so delighted you could join me because today I've got a really special reading to bring you. I know it's been quite some time since I've been here, and there's been method in my madness. But I've missed you all very much, and I am so delighted that you could be here with me again. We've got lots of messages trying to come through in the cards, but I'm being guided just to shuffle that little bit longer because we're going to take a look at the divine feminine and masculine today, and I'm also going to give you a little bit, some tidbits. Is it tidbits or tidbits? I always get confused with that one. But it's so lovely that you could join me again, and I really hope that you are doing well wherever you are in the world. I have been away for personal reasons, and I thought I'd come back and say hi to everyone. Had a lot going on in my life, so I'm sure a lot of you also would have a lot going on in your life too. So what I'm going to do... Woo, that was a horrible noise. It sounded like fingernails on a blackboard. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the cards fall, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of intel, because I know most of you want to hear from your divine masculine, and a lot of you don't. Let me just say that. All right, so we've got the divine masculine showing up here in this hologram card. It is a little bit dark in this room tonight, so I'm just wondering if I go and turn on the light. Just give me a moment and I'll turn on the light. I'm not sure if that's going to make it better or worse. Oh, I think it's going to be a lot brighter now. Can we see him? So here's the divine masculine showing up, and I find it really interesting that he's looking away. Do you remember that song? When you see me walking by and the tears are in my eyes, look away, baby, look away. Right? Don't look at me. I don't want you to see me this way. So for some of the masculines, there is a sense of shame. We have the mountain here. Ain't no... I'm going to start singing tonight. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river deep enough, or something, to keep me from you. Remember that? We are in a period of the masculine trying to prove himself in some kind of way. For some of you, he's trying to prove himself outside of the connection, and for others of you, he will be trying to prove himself within your connection. But I want to say but many divine feminines in my absence have actually walked away from their masculines. So whether you are still with your masculine or on a journey with your masculine, I guess you always are on the journey with the masculine, or not, I want you to know that this reading will resonate either way. Okay, so whether you're in separation or semi-separation or whatever you want to call it, this reading is for you. So this card says, moving into the right direction, problems will be solved, a positive direction to be going in, and traveling. So this is all about the feminine. So the cards have kind of made up their mind. This deck is going to be for the feminine, and this deck is going to be for the masculine. And the most important cards that have fallen out for the feminine, we'll just take a look at those. Because there has been some toxicity here, and for some of you, you may have had something to do with a new love affair, right? So that means either with your masculine or outside of your masculine, you have been maybe trying to have a new opportunity, I want to say. So it's like this new opportunity that's coming up. For some of you, you know it's a little bit toxic. It could be a little bit lustful. For some of you, it could involve a third party. So you could be, you know, already in a connection and having an affair, or you're, you know, whoever it is, it's either you're masculine or not, or maybe you're in a connection with your divine masculine, but you're also having, or let me say, testing the waters with other men because your masculine hasn't been showing up for you. So I find it very interesting. You know, in the past here we have the Devil and the Queen of Wands, okay? So I'm not going to give you a tarot lesson because I read the tarot intuitively, but I feel like you may have said something to your masculine. We have also the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Three of Wands in reverse. You know, the opportunity that could have been there with your masculine has sort of, you either took him up on it and it was a little bit lustful and a little bit full on, or for those of you in separation, you decided to go the other way. So maybe you're focused now on business. Maybe you just don't want to emotionally invest anymore in the connection. But then we have this third option where you're still addicted to your masculine and you want the connection, but you also don't want to, you know, you don't want to completely block it off. So you don't want to block him, let's just say. Whew. So the divine feminine's going through lots and lots of things, but at the moment, either you're in a lustful connection with your masculine or he's completely looking away and he's elsewhere. All right, so that's kind of what we've got. But even if he is elsewhere, a lot of you don't want to completely lose the connection. So let's take a look at the masculine energy now. Here you show up, divine feminine. Wow, throat chakra going crazy. So it's this want of the universe for you two to be together, but then we've got all these other contracts and problems in the way, right? So for some of you, it's a marriage contract. For some of you, it's, I'm going to show you all the cards, but for some of you, you live at a distance from your masculine, or they live in a different place than you, a different house than you. For some of you, there's a marriage contract in the way of the connection. For some of you, your masculine is taking a business opportunity and isn't coming through for you romantically, right? Because he's got his eye on the prize of business. There's this wisdom here for some of the masculines that if they continue to work really hard, they will prosper and have enough so that they can get to you. And that might mean financially, that might mean emotionally. It's like, you know, if I just do X, Y, Z, eventually I'll be amazingly available in the future. So it's kind of like this roll of the dice where the feminine goes, well, you know, I don't know if I'm going to hang around for this too much longer. Or if I do, I might just do this friends with benefits thing. But it's kind of on a dice roll. It's a gamble right now with the twin flame journey. There's a gamble going on. And some of you also took your shirt off for your masculine in the past or now. And you know who you are, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and you're thinking about that. Should I have done that? Say that 3 times fast. Should I have done that, right? or should I be focusing more on my spirituality? So there's this toss up here. And for some, there is a death to the connection. And for others of you, it's this, I know we're still attached, even though there is a death to the connection. And then for the other lot of you who are in lustful times with your masculine, you know that he wants you. Like, you can feel that he wants you, if that makes sense. So there's so many, I want to say, obligatory things that's going on for the masculine right now. You know, he could be in charge of family. He could be in charge of, you know, an important job role. He could be trying to, you know, help his own family in some kind of way. He's got all these things going on, but at the end of the day, he doesn't want to be with anyone but you in his higher self state. Okay, so that's wow, oh wow. All right, so we're going to get some comparisons now. We're going to go, you know, where is the feminine at in comparison to the masculine? So let's just take a look at that first, and then we'll see where the action space is going to take us with the masculine. So right now the feminine is either, this is, like I say, there's two paths going on here. So she either really wants to send messages to the masculine, or she doesn't want to send messages to the masculine, or she's in two minds about sending, there's three paths, or she's in two minds about sending messages, right? For some of you, your masculine will have dark hair, and he will be a little bit, like, he'll be good with his words. Like online, he will send you, you know, he might say, I miss you, but then he's too busy to talk to you. Or you might say, please don't show up, I don't know, please don't show up at the cafe where I work, and then he shows up, you know what I mean? So there's this immaturity but power play going on with the masculine, and it's impeding into your energy here. Very interesting. So for those masculines that are working on themselves sometimes, or working on their career more than anything, sometimes they can come across as deceitful and toxic. But a lot of them in the back of their mind are really saying, you know, when I just get this promotion, or when I just, you know, get that divorce, or when I just do this thing, I won't be toxic anymore, and I'll come back to the feminine like nothing ever happened. So it's a very interesting energy going on here. So let's take a look at the feelings of the feminine. The feminine was angry at first, and now she's come into this caring mode where she doesn't want to completely disconnect from the connection, even though she knows the masculine is quite egotistical. But she doesn't want to be toxic either. So she's taking herself away and into her own realm, or her own imaginings. And that's actually a really beautiful thing here. This is a very beautiful card. Some of you will be mothers. Some of you will be caring and devoted like a mother. The Empress is a very wise card. Many of you have been traveling recently, or have been, I want to say, you know, in the dream state, or, you know, utilizing your spirituality so that you can, you know, feel other places or feel other things inside of you. You know, you don't need to go anywhere to have a good time. You can go within and have a good time, if that makes sense. The masculine is feeling, I want to say, a little bit cuckoo right now. He's all about you, but there's so many things going on in his life. You know, I kind of feel like, you know, if you look at this clock, there's so many elements to it. There's so many elements of his life going on right now. But he is loyal to you. You know, that song, and I will always love you. He's very, you know, I don't know, sentimental is the word. So there's this strange feeling where the feminine says, well, I don't feel like the masculine is emotionally available there for me at all times, because he's got these other people or these other things right now where he has to, you know, he has to be there in that business, or he has to be there in that partnership with someone else. So she doesn't quite feel like he's at, you know, in her home yet. And for some of you, you don't, you know, you've walked away from your masculine and you're sort of just checking up on them by watching this video today. The masculine's energy here is kind of a bit strange, because we have him acting a little bit deceitful on one hand, but then realizing the beauty of the connection on the other hand. So we have literally got this fox energy here. And foxes are cunning and clever, and, you know, they do what they need to do to get what they want done. And I feel like that's in business for him. For some of you, you'll know that your twin flame, when he's in his ego, he can be like that too. And take gender how it resonates. But this here is how he sees you. So you are the garden of delight. You are the thing that ravishes his senses. There's no one else that he's ever met like you. And there is this real energy for the divine feminine to walk away from the connection right now. It's really important that if you are not happy with the boundaries that you have set up for your masculine, that you walk away. So for some of you, you've already done this, and the Eight of Cups is here in reverse already. You've already done that. And then, you know, maybe you've gone onto the World Wide Web, or onto, you know, onto bigger and better things. Maybe you've even been, you know, traveling in the world to make your life more of a success. The divine masculine has a sense of either lust for you right now, and you'll know if that's true because you would have been in a situation where maybe you know, maybe you did, you know, the whole let's get jiggy with it together. Or he feels like you're giving him too many boundaries. So either you're free with him and you're, you know, having you know, amazing sex right now, or something amazing like that, or he feels like you've given too many boundaries and you're like whoosh, cracking the whip a little bit too hard. Do you like that sound? Whoosh. So the mice are here to tell you that he's worrying about what you think about him. Okay, so the masculine wants you to think highly of him, and he's worried that maybe you won't. So let's just get a few more feelings from the masculine. We'll just get a little story going here and see what we can look forward to in the future. I kind of want to say dun, 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 as if it's an ominous future. There has been this feeling of, you know, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's a duck, right? So, you know, we get sold this amazing, you know, wow, this twin flame connection, it's so amazing. But when you bring it down and ground it into reality, you realize that, you know, as amazing as these two swans here look on this card, they really are just two swans. There's nothing magical about it other than what your soul does with it. So when we come back into reality, the masculine realizes he has this OMG moment. And if he hasn't had it already, he's going to, you know, oh my God, you know, the feminine is my fantasy. You know, I should have sent her flowers. I should have been kinder to her. We have the scythe here, which was in reverse. You know, I shouldn't have cut her off the way I did, or I should have not worried so much about my abundance if I did cut her off. For those of you who are having wonderful sex with your divine masculine, this part isn't for you. But there's this kaleidoscope of perspective that he comes to understand, and he realizes that, you know, even though if you did get together, it would be, you know, real, you're still his fantasy, you're still his compass, you're still the reason he believes in love. Isn't that beautiful? Still the reason he believes in love. So you might find that the more you go within, and if you're in separation with your masculine, you will feel him quite strongly, because the more you go within, the more you become this nectar for him. Don't doubt your own self though. Like, don't start stopping and checking for messages and all of that stuff. Literally keep going within, you know, get closer to God, get closer to the foundation and source where you come from. And as you take this rest, this is telling you in the future you need to take a rest. If you haven't already had a break from your masculine, right? This is telling you that you will be brought home. Okay, so this is the promise of home. It's kind of like how, you know, the rainbow is the promise that, you know, the world will never be fully flooded again. There's this promise of home. So the twin flame journey is this kaleidoscope of beauty and pain. I want to say beauty and pain, where we begin to understand ourselves more, especially as the masculine ignores the feminine. So if he's ignoring you, if he's not reaching out the way he should have done, if he's in some way making you feel less than, then it's really time to walk away and have those boundaries in place and realize what you will and what won't tolerate from him. So let's just get a few more here. The divine masculine has something to say to you, which is interesting, because a lot of the divine feminines have nothing to say. In the physical reality, they have absolutely nothing to say to the masculine at this time. You know, there's been this weirdness. Can you see that? It's a maze, and she's sitting right in the middle here. And there's all these people dazed and confused around her. So that could be society right now, seemingly dazed and confused, not awake, not ascending. And it's interesting that she shows up in the middle of what the divine masculine wants to say to you. He understands that you feel semi-alone in this world. He understands that his commitment to you is not enough. He wants to say that he loves you like someone loves their child. It's a very pure and innocent love, but it's also a very spiritual love. So this idea that he's got insurmountable things that he's trying to, he's got challenges right now, and, there's all this mysteriousness and secretiveness that seems to be going on with your masculine, and, if he's ice colded you out of his life, it's a learning time for him, right? He's put the brakes, or you put the brakes on the connection if you're in separation. I feel like the people in separation need to hear this more than the people who are madly in love right now, But there's this energy of, if he's put the brakes on, or you did, it's for a reason, because as you disconnect from one another, you connect to all these other things that are important, like your spirituality or your faith, or just getting to know yourself and parenting yourself, right? There's a really intrinsic, special way to parent yourself, and a lot of this message that's coming to you right now is because I feel that a lot of you need to be parented again. You need to give yourself, I don't want to say give yourself love, because, you know, we can't all be happy and amazing all the time. And the divine masculine knows that he has been a part of the reason why you go through this dark night of the soul. And he understands that. And that's something that he's learning. And it's good that you're apart right now if you're in separation, because he's going to learn how to turn this key to open, you know, open your heart to me, is what he wants to say. I want you to open your heart to me. So there's this manifestation where in your mind you thought it was going to be this magic, wonderful thing. And it turned out that he was a different person than what you thought he was. So it's so interesting, you know, as you find out that your masculine doesn't show up for you, as you find out that he's not there for you to support you, you start learning how to support yourself. You start learning so many wonderful, exciting things about yourself. And that's where I want to end this for right now, because the action space of the masculine I'll get into sometime this week. So just, you know, make sure you tap the bell so that you get notified when I upload a video. I really want to delve into the psyche of the masculine and the psyche of the feminine this month in particular. And I want you to understand that your separation, if you're in separation with your masculine, is for a reason. And if everything's going tickety-boo with your masculine, that's also happening for a reason. But you will learn things that you may not have thought would come true, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say. Okay, so my end song, seems we're here again, is a special song. I'm going to make it a different song each time. I know a lot of you like Joyful, but I want to do something that's relevant for the channel, all right? Okay, so this is a song I would want you to sing to yourself as you're in separation from your masculine, or if you aren't in separation from your masculine, it would be something you could sing when you're not together, okay? And I want you to sing it to yourself, not to anyone else, all right? It's time to look in and see yourself, okay? You are my heart and my soul, my inspiration, just like the old love song goes. You are one of the few things worth remembering. And since it's all true, how could anyone mean more to me than you? So this delving in, this going within into you, is actually delving in and going in and touching on your divine masculine, because of course on a soul level they have the same soul as you. So every time you connect inwardly, you're connecting with your masculine anyway. So you are my heart and my soul and my inspiration, just like the old love song goes. You are one of the few things worth remembering. And since it's all true, how could anyone mean more to me than you? Alrighty. I hope you have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me again. I'd love it if you would leave a comment, a like, a share, subscribe. If you want to get into contact with me regarding my services, I'm doing counseling for either 30-minute sessions or 1-hour sessions, and we can talk about time zones, and you can speak to me on a call and we can get jiggy with it. And if you've got any friends or family who need counseling, you know, regarding anything, I actually counsel people with PTSD, who have, you know, tried to commit suicide, who have relationship problems or work problems, you know, any kind of problem you can imagine, I can counsel. I also do couples therapy if you're having trouble within your connection right now or within your marriage. So feel free, all of my details are in the description box below, and I hope you have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you real soon. Bye everyone. Bye.